Hey everyone, wow, alas, we're here. Yesterday I actually got on, I was going to go live, and then a number of things ended up coming into the mix, and but here we are today, and I wanted to get closer into and deeper into what is taking place astrologically, because I feel like we're moving through a lot of cycles right here, and it might be helpful to take a look at that. So give me just a quick second, we'll pull that up, and how are you guys doing? And we are live, yes. Hello, Samantha. Hello. Okay, let me see. We are at the tail end of September. We're getting ready for October already. Sheesh. Hi, Jesse. Hey, Fuchsia. You know what? Maybe I'll just actually open the live on my camera on my phone. And we'll have the camera on here. But we're going to read the comments here on in the live on the phone. Okay, let me pull it up. It's so funny. I opened YouTube and I see these old dog interrupting news anchor videos, and that very well may be me right on the editor. So you never know when he may pop and decide to show his little face. Can you guys hear me all right as well? You can hear me? Everything's good? I'm not just talking and talking. You're talking without sound. Oh, awesome. Yay. Okay, I do see it. Cool. So, hello, Elisa. Hello, thank you for your donation. Thank you for connecting. How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I've been really wanting to get on a reading, and I gotta, the universe is like, just have patience, okay? The name of the game is Mars retro as well, right? It has been a little bit of a while. It's been a hot minute. Oh, so yeah, we're here at the tail end. We're actually at, the 24th of September, and we have since moved out of Sun in Virgo. So we've really culminated in the later degrees of Virgo there, just kind of jumped into Sun in Libra, and this is the beginning, sort of stages of this sign. And I will actually be, I've had it on my mind, been wanting to do a Jupiter direct reading series, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Hopefully I'll be posting that. I don't know if I'll be doing it live, we'll see. I may do live for some, we'll see. But I've been wanting to do that, just as a heads up. I feel like, there's a lot that we've moved through since then. We are still in post-shadow of Jupiter retrograde. So, we're still kind of working possibly with these energies, but just from a different, standpoint angle. And you may find that sort of is the case until, I think it's 2021. Let's actually double check though. Jupiter retrograde will it will actually be clearing in December. So around 5th of December. And then we have officially cleared of Jupiter technically, and then, we'll be working with whatever else on like, okay, within that space. But yes, Jupiter here is still in post-shadow, but we're starting to alleviate some of these energies. We do have Mars, though, retrograde still until November 13th, so get comfy and cozy. How are you guys feeling with Mars retrograde? I know a lot of Aries. I have a Venus in Aries, and my moon is actually in the house of Aries, and so is my Pluto, so and my Mars is in the natural ruling house of Scorpio, co-ruling house. Mars was both Scorpio and Aries, so I'm feeling these energies, but how are you guys feeling? I'm going to pull up the chat again. How cool. Oh my god. Alright. Wow, Vanny, wow. It's been a while, Vanny. It's like I'm summoning a time limit for when Mars goes retrograde. Yeah, it's good. Right in the smack dab for center of the season. Just jump here from 4 years ago or so. Oh, I know. Vanny, you commented, you were like, I'm still here. I think you said something about in silence, yeah. So, okay, how are you guys doing? Oh, you're extra sleepy, interesting, yeah. Yeah, Mars is interesting when it's in retrograde, because it's kind of ironic, especially when it's in its ruling sign Aries, because it's Mars is we're doing it, and retrograde is we're not actually doing it. And then in Aries it's but I know I can do it, because this is all that I feel I'm cut out to do and to make and to feel. So at this time you might find that you feel, on one hand it's almost these extremes of I totally see it, and then it's I feel like I can't do it yet. Okay, that might be the case. How many of you do feel that is the case? And how many of you actually have a lot of Aries in your chart? And yeah, and well, okay, so Jesse says drained. Yeah, so, well, and it can also, I mean, this is the beauty of astrology as I see it, and looking at these long-term cycles as well, is that, you know, we do have Mars retrograde, but then we have also so much else going on, and it's like, okay, on top of Mars retrograde, we have also, you know, a number of planets in retrograde as well at the same time. Concurrently, we still have Saturn in retrograde until about the 28th, and I want to talk about that because that will be cycling out towards the end of September. That will be a long-term shift that we see, possibly kind of similar to Jupiter, because they kind of went retrograde around the same time as one another. So that was, when was that? Let's actually take a look at the specifics here. We had Jupiter go retrograde. It was officially, well, we're really talking even when it began pre-retrograde. So that was, oh my, we're really going back to February 18th. That's when we saw Jupiter officially go into pre-shadow, and you know, I wouldn't underestimate pre-shadow and post-shadow. They're incredibly powerful. That's like, if I could describe it, it's kind of like when you first take off with the plane off the runway. You'll feel that, right? You feel it. You're like, now we're not on the ground anymore. Yeah, it's like that. You feel the shift, right? And then when you're kind of ascending, you're finding that sort of the happy medium between air and sky and gravity and all that. That's when you're sort of in the thick of the retrograde. That's kind of how I see it. It can be so many factors in play. But it's kind of like you're kind of getting used to it. You can kind of work with that. And then, you know, it's like when the captain comes on, it's like, okay, we're getting ready to land. You got to put your seatbelts on and make sure that you're ready for that shift. That's kind of like post-shadow. And then when we clear, yeah. So, you know, if we see it in that way, it's like we're looking at really long-term cycles, and a lot that cycles out once we do hit those sort of, if I can say it in this way, like plot points, like data plot points. For example, when we are taking off and when we're landing with a retrograde cycle, you'll really feel it as almost like a sort of like a jolt. You might feel that energy just build up, but you'll really feel it when on that, let's say that day or a few days prior or after, when it goes officially. And not to get kind of psyched out about it, but to say, you know, that you will also recognize, you know, how much justice is in that box when you open it, like sort of feeling that, you know, really when we're talking about retro, we're talking about things that are coming from the past. So yes, okay, we've had that, right, with Jupiter. We had that, well, it was about the 18th of February, and I really want to do a Jupiter direct reading, similar to what I did for the Venus direct. I feel like you guys, I enjoyed that series so much. I felt it was so illuminating. Really, you know, we're able to, you know, sort of clarify what we may have been moving through within the past few months. And let's see here with Jupiter. And then we had, actually prior to that, just shortly prior to that, we had Saturn go retrograde into pre-shadow on February 3rd. This was 2020. So, yes, you might find the energies related to that from that period sort of really cycling out, and you might find it's a very intense, actually next few days, because we have Saturn officially clearing, and Saturn rules boundaries, restrictions. It rules everything that actually is related to time. So talk about time, going back in time, and then kind of, you know, working that. So, but yeah, once let's clear the energy in ground, and, you know, it does rule, yes, timing, and it rules structures and boundaries and rules and regulations. And interestingly, if we look at just 2020, right, there's so much that we thought was, that we could count on, right, that we thought was a structure that's been put in place, and then, you know, as it sort of went, you know, there can be so many factors, but as we see Saturn going retrograde and pre-shadow, it really starts to, we can say, dissolve. So, now, what else here? Saturn is going direct technically on the 28th. Yes. Yes, the 28th. So that is in a few days. So do you guys feel that there's an intensity in the air somewhat? Do you know, is there something that you just felt like, you know, it's like almost like a backwards motion of a wave? And I want to get into the comments actually. Keep pulling it up and then closing. So give me a second. Oh, Yana. Samantha. Oh, hello everyone. Yeah, so, and it will sort of be different as well for everyone, depending on, you know, if you have like 5 planets in Capricorn, and Saturn's ruler of Capricorn, and, you know, you are experiencing whatever the cycle is, that might feel different, right? But when your ruler is also retrograde, that might feel different. So that's another note note here. So, feel free to look at your birth chart, your personal birth chart, and really sort of see how this cycle highlights certain things for you. And what I love about astrology is that it brings forward to sort of look at closely what your propensities are and how you're channeling that energy. So I found that at certain times in any cycle, astrologically, you'll come more closely face to face with a certain angle of even perception of yourself. So it's like, in other words, we can say that's even a heightened sort of moment of awareness when, let's say, we have a full moon in Aries coming up pretty soon. That's actually going to be in October, I think, October 1st to be exact. Okay, we'll stay on the track here. Okay, but let's say the full moon goes in Aries, that's really heightening, right? The sort of the highest in and of itself, full moon, highest point of sort of illumination, right, of the moon, and within the sign of Aries. So it's like, that will be something maybe that you find you contemplate even more around that time, and so much more on that because the moon cycle is so cool and so intense and involved. And I'm seeing 60s here, so take it as you will. At the full moon, you find that maybe there is a sense of overwhelm, and then a few days after that period, you find that maybe whatever that full moon sort of brought to light is more easily, I'm hearing extractable, interesting, malleable, I'm hearing as well in a few days after. So, around the full moon, don't sort of beat yourself up and don't feel like you have to make those decisions like on the spot right there, especially feeling overwhelmed. And full moon in Aries, Mars in retro, the Mars ruler of Aries retro in Aries. Yeah, you might feel like I have to make my decision. I know I have to do it, or I really have to do it. But then it's like you feel like you kind of want to take this gondola ride, but you don't have your oar. Okay, it's like maybe something like that. But always again, take it as you will. It'll be maybe different for everyone. And in addition, a lot coming through. But remember as well that what you experience during a certain period of, let's say, even the moon cycle especially, is not just sort of random. It's a build-up. So, this is something that energy does not sort of dissolve, okay, right? It just kind of can transform. So what comes up for you may be something that has been building. And for that, feel free to look back around 6 months, even a year, to when the last full moon in Aries was, to when the last, let's say, even new moon in Aries was, as they do sort of cycle through in 6 month periods. So let me just pull the chat again. Here, we'll let me scroll. Hi, must have faith. Oh, we see you as must have faith. All right. So, listen, Delilah, I've been waiting to post a reading. It's like, never have I ever been so, like, horse in the stable, want to post a reading, and I've just been like, the universe has been like, wait, it's just been really crazy. So, yeah, and even with everything that's happening, right, globally, just so much shifting, and with the weather patterns, and, so the storms, the fires, okay, but storm in its own, right? Okay, fire energy storm. So how are you guys doing? Yeah, keep sort of connecting here. I'm so curious to know how you guys are experiencing these cycles, and let's clear the energy on the ground. Hi, John. Hello. All right. You're supposed to be working earplugs? All right. Well. All right. I got earplugs and I am working, so we can compensate. Aw. So, all right. What else? What else fun happening? And I might as well take those out. Don't have anything planned right now as we speak. Let me see. We talked about Saturn. Yeah. And okay. And I want to do like a more regimented sort of astro space here, where we can talk about what's happening in a more organized manner rather than just going on sort of live like Astro Talks. Even though it's fun, I love it. But just to kind of get it more like maybe structured and organized, because I'm like a Pisces, and yeah, you know what I mean. How many of you are at Pisces? Okay. What else? Pluto is still, wow, I almost forgot about Pluto. Pluto has been retrograde. Since when? This might be a message for a number of you. I'm hearing because I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I'm hearing that right here with Pluto retro. We actually have a reading for each of these retrograde cycles. Yes, more or less. Actually, yes, all of them, including the last few, retros of Venus retro. We've go through that. And Mercury will be going retrograde again. All right. Good to know, right? Yeah, always good to know when Mercury goes retrograde. I told them that they didn't understand. Okay, good to know. Okay, maybe I should say it again. That'd be a message for an overview. I don't know, take it as you will, but there could be something actually from the last chapter, from the last Mercury retrograde cycle that just come up for review in the next. So, anyways, okay, let's clear the ground. For the Pluto, yeah, Pluto's been I'm hearing playing around since about this 3rd of January 2020. Okay, and then that will be leading up into. It's been sort of putting its hands in anything that it's sort of wants to clarify. I'm hearing that as well. So Pluto is really the transmuter, right, of the zodiac, the clarifier. It's not shy to make things awkward as well. If it feels like it needs to go to that length to find the truth, right? So Pluto is kind of all about getting to the core of that conversation, and it might be a conversation that's had for years, right? So Pluto's really doing the digging, we can say it in that way. And interestingly, with Mars in retrograde as well, Mars may be kind of working in tandem with that service that Pluto's been involved in. So in other words, Pluto's like, retro, it's like, hey, I want to look back at that one chapter, you know what I mean? Let's go look at that one chapter. And then it's like Mars goes retrograde as well, in addition to that, and Mars is like, I'll help you, we're both retro. Now that we're both retro, I might as well also, be on your side. Interesting, I don't know what that's going to do. Okay, so, well, when the planets are retro, they're moving sort of in that retro motion. So even if we see Mars is retrograde, it's not necessarily, stationing direct and clear, moving circle forward. It may be working, let's say, forward in another way. So it's the illusion of not making progress, the illusion of not moving forward. It just has, right, so, some, let's say, things that it would like to discover, I'm hearing as well, to review, and it can be of the past. So sometimes it's like, before we're really excited, right, to take that flight. We want to travel, we want to move forward. I'm hearing that again in that way. But sometimes it's like to really be able to do that in the way that maybe we would like to do that, and apply distribution as you feel that it does resonate with you. It can be a metaphor, but we have to sort of ensure that we're like properly packed, right? We have to look at the luggage and really ask ourselves, what are we taking with us in this next chapter of our journey? So, yes, so we've had a number of these planets that have been retro, so they're all sort of in that, let's say, behind the stage having that conversation, we can maybe say it in that way. Now, Pluto. All of that say that Pluto will be going officially direct October 4th. And I've really been, kind of waiting for that. I have a lot of Pluto in my chart. Been waiting for when friggin' Pluto will friggin' go friggin' direct. Because it's Pluto is not easy, right? It's just not an easy, light, fluffy energy. So when it is retro, it's serious. Things get serious. They can, and I will not forget those Pluto retrograde readings for all the signs that we did. They were intense. It was. I think in one of the readings we just dragged the plant out of the room. I was like, that's it! Can't do this anymore! Yeah, okay. So let me pull up the chat real quick. And see here. Oh, wow. Very interesting. Yana, that's a compliment. Well, hopefully, these are helpful, in the readings and such, and, But, let's see here. So, okay. Now, hello, Starseed. So cool to feel you all here. Okay, let's see, what else? We will still have post-shadow of Pluto, though, and that will lead up into Pluto clearing around January 25th, 2021. So that's, we have that until 2021, and then we have Uranus. That went sort of recently retrograde, and it will hold retro until this is the 13th of January, so that leads up into 2021 as well, and that will be clearing, down the line. It's like March 2021, April 30th, yeah. Okay, and then we have, what else? We have, Neptune has been, yeah, that's another one. I'm really waiting for Neptune to friggin' go direct. Neptune is a ruler of Pisces, so if you have a lot of Pisces, you may have really been feeling a little bit like, kind of like, what's happening? I mean, Pisces usually like, you know, I'm open to see what's going on and, you know, redefining my reality, but like this is like a soup I cannot decipher. The O's from the P's, you know, like, I don't know what that's into, but take it as you will. Neptune's kind of that nebulous energy. And so when it does go retrograde, it again always depends on your energy field and how naturally you work with that archetype. It may be sort of, you know, very much, you know, you may find that you're very sensitive, extremely, like a heightened sense of awareness, right? So if that is the case, right, then just know that we have this cycle leading into the later parts of the year, and you know, and it's also that energy that speaks of you know, where we can find a level of hysteria almost as well, like extreme, you say fascination. It's like it is that dreamlike energy. So you know, take it as you will. Things may also not be as they seem around this time. That's important, especially given that Neptune is also retrograde. We're really working with energy cycles from the past. Neptune being that sort of also that sort of era of spirituality. So, okay, what else? Neptune does clear the 28th of November. Interesting. Okay, and we have what else? We do have Mercury. Hold on. Oh my, that is actually yesterday. Wow, it just totally eluded me. 23rd, we actually stepped into the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. So we are officially in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. So, you know, any decisions, really big decisions, just know that there is a hell of a lot that may not make sense. I don't know what that's alluding to for a number of you. I'm hearing the yoke is ticking. Interesting. That's related to cycles. So, okay. And Bandit is here as well. Hopefully Bandit wants to make his little appearance. Bandit, do you want to say hi to your friends? Bandit? Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? You're okay over there? I think he's okay. He's like, no, I'm okay. What makes you think I want to say hi to my friends? Oh no, he is uber social, but we went on a walk and he's kind of like, he's a little pumped out. He's like, alright, kick up my feet. I'm just gonna hang out here. Alright. He's contemplating it. I feel him coming here he comes. Oh, he's got a stretch coming. Okay, Bandit. Alright. He's like, I might as well. I don't want them to think I'm not, you know, I don't care. Oh, watch your back, Bandit. Hold on. Okay. Jump. You can see his butt. Okay. You can kind of see him twirling. Don't give him a little twirl. Oh my, he's a sweetie. Bandit, are you cold over there? You're so cute. Hi, Coochie. Aw. What a sweetie baby. Alright. I think Bandit has a lot of water in his chart. If I were to guess, he's very sensitive. Like, he's so sensitive. Yeah, he thinks about everything as well. I feel sometimes to a level and degree that's like, come on, just chill, just play with your doll. Play with your little dolly, hang out, you know. But he gets like really also deep into thought. Like if somebody is not in the room and they're somewhere else, he's like kind of worried about them, and you know, it's funny, it's interesting. You know, dogs are so much like. I think he might have a lot. Did you guys see how he came through in the Cancer reading? Oh my goodness. Even Pisces, I feel like he has some Scorpio, good deal of Scorpio as well. But he's also very adventurous, like very sort of also quirky, eccentric. I feel like he might have some Aquarius, Sagittarius. Right, Bandit? You're sweetie, Bandit. Alright. So, yes. Let's take a look, though, as we move into December. We'll have a lot clearing in December. Pluto will clear. Actually in January. But we have you know, things moving out, sort of lightening up right into December, even October. We found a very heavy retrograde cycle that was in June. That was really heavy. That's like we had a lot of planets there, almost everything in retrograde. So Yeah, June was very heavy, and that was not to say that it was just like June, bam, it was like a build up, and the retrogrades really speak of that things being brought up from the past. Thank you, is that Mandy Lynn? Wow, I can kind of caught it right there a little bit. Recognize your thank you. So cute. Your icon thing. What a cute emoji. Thank you for your donation. Thank you guys. Oh, so fun to see you and feel you here. Yeah, so we have the full moon in Aries. Let's just double check on that, the date. I do believe it's the 1st, but just to double check, it's a good, just have it exact here. Laid out. Let's see. I think it's the 1st. So, the 1st of October. And I've already started a few of those readings. So you guys, I'm hot to get into your readings. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to finish the full moon in Aries. I also have some private readings I got to finish out. And if you do have a private reading and you're watching this, thank you for patience with the universe, right? It's like, I know sometimes we're like, I want a reading. I want to read today. Maybe it could be anyone with anyone, right? It's like the universe has its timing, right? So time is actually not really relevant when it comes to energy, and so it's just a matter of actually as well how receptive we are and ready for those energies to be discovered. I want to just show you guys Bandit real quick. Bandit, just really fast. Can you just say hello? Can I just pop you up? Is that alright? I just want you to really say hello to your friends because they miss you so much, Bandit. They think you're so cute. Aww. Bandit, we're doing Astro talks. How do you feel about Astro talks? Level with me, Bandit. How do you feel about this cycle? How do you feel? Digging up some old bones of mine. Aww. You're a sweet angel. So yeah. I want to read your comments, but my phone's so far away. And I'm anchored by cuteness right now. Oh, banditos. Aww. And sometimes, retrogrades are really beautiful, even if they are this sort of difficult, challenging energy to work with. They're actually really lovely because, it's always cool to find things that you kind of forgot about, right? As well, and it can speak of that. Right? Things coming up for review. When you open a box, right, when it's hidden in your closet, and it's like the first time in a long time that you looked at those trinkets or whatever else, they bring back memories. So it can be a moment as well of sort of working with things and, redefining their meaning to you. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for connecting. Love and light to you all, and I'll hopefully get into your readings here. Love and light to you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.